Bonjour tout le monde, j'espère que vous allez tous très bien aujourd'hui, ce matin. Aujourd'hui, c'est mardi, j'ai oublié la date, c'est mardi, le 30 juin 2020. So aujourd'hui, c'est mardi, so we have lundi, so the French days of the week start on Monday, so we have lundi, mardi, mercredi. So lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, samedi et dimanche. So, aujourd'hui, c'est mardi. Très bien. Bienvenue à la Community French. Je suis Léo et je suis votre prof de français. Je suis aussi un prof de chinois et anglais pour Rolla. I am also a Chinese and English teacher for Rolla. And before we begin, I would like to announce to feel free to take a peek at a few things. Our Facebook page, where we offer tons of other videos in French and community French, community Spanish. There's children's Spanish, children's French, and so on. Also take a peek at our Rolla Languages website, where you can do a quick Google search. You can find us on the web. We offer tons of resources there, as well as each lesson that we do on Facebook. You will see a corresponding worksheet. So feel free to take a peek at that. Each lesson that I do, I make it turn into a worksheet, so you can find the worksheet that corresponds to each lesson there under a certain category. Also, one more reminder before we get into our lesson today. We are starting classes for July. We're offering a bunch of languages, so feel free to take a peek at our website, and classes begin on July 6th. Yeah, and there on the website you can find the class schedule, you can find the pricing, how to register, and a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, so feel free to take a peek there, and you might even have yours truly as a professeur or 老师. Ok, très bien. On va commencer avec la leçon aujourd'hui. La leçon, so aujourd'hui, je voudrais vous partager, I want to share with you how to do, sorry, let me shut this up. I want to share with you how to tell time in French. So telling time in French is a little different than in English. And my goal today is for you to be able to do that. So let us start. On va commencer avec la leçon. OK. Dire l'heure. Dire, qu'est-ce que ça veut dire? Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire? What does this say? Dire means to say or to tell. So we have dire l'heure, to tell the hour or time, basically. It means to tell the hour, essentially. So, bon. To ask the time in French, you will use a question. You will use this question right here. Quelle heure est-il? Quelle heure est-il? Répétez après moi. Quelle heure est-il? Très bien. Quelle meaning like it essentially translates like that, but like which or what hour. So what hour is it? This est is être. Est-il? Excusez-moi. Très bien. To respond, you will begin with the phrase il est, followed by the hour. So il est une heure. Il est une heure. So comme ça. Il est 2 heures. It is no. Il est 2 heures. It is 2 o'clock. So you can input that for you can use that little construct. Il est une heure, number heure, depending if it's plural too as well. So I'll show you in a second. So minutes past the hour until half the hour are added directly to the hour. So like if I want to say like 5, like here, I'll show you down here. I want to show you. So minutes past the hour until half the hour are added directly to the hour. It sounds kind of confusing with that word hour repeated a few times, 3 times, but I'll show you what I mean in a second. And there are two words that we use. It's quart et demi. Quart et demi. Quart means like quarter in French. That's how we directly translate that to, like in English, you say 5:15, you know. Yeah, so we say like 5:15. That's I was thinking because yeah, we say the same thing in English. Quart, and then demi is half. So like we say 5:30. I'm thinking about this in my head because nowadays we don't really use those, like people my age, we don't really say, I don't know, 5:30 or 10:15. You know, it took me a second to think about that. Like it's something like my grandparents would use. It's really something, I don't know, I think it's starting to fade, but it's still useful. It's still very useful. So once again, so minutes past the hour until half an hour. So basically anywhere between 0 to 30 minutes, they're added right to the hour. So I'll show you an example. Il est 4:05. So it is 4:05. And il est 4 heures. You put the you put the bigger, I don't want to say thing, but the bigger time before. So il est 4 heures, it is 4 hours, 5. That's how it basically translates to. But so this translates to, it is 4:05, because you want to signify that there is 5 minutes past the hour. Donc, la deuxième, il est 4:15. Il est 4:15. It's 4:15. So il est 4:15. So it is 4 hours and 15 minutes. And essentially, if you think about it, you have 60 minutes and 1 heure. You have 60 minutes dans 1 heure. Et vous divisez, you divide 60 by 4, because if you think about it, no, 15 times 4 is 60. So there you go. So 15 minutes times 4 is 60. So there's 4 quarters in an hour. Très bien. Minutes before the hour are expressed by the word moins. Moins le quart. Moins le quart means a quarter to the hour. So it's a little different than this when you have the quart and then you have moins le quart. So example, il est 6 heures moins le quart. It's 5:45. So this is before 6 o'clock. This is 5:45 in English. I was just thinking. If you want to say, there's 2 ways to say it. You could say il est 6 heures moins le quart, or you could say il est 5:45. Très bien. Il est 6 heures moins 20. It's 20 to 6. Il est 6 heures moins 20. So it is 6 hours less than 20 if you really want to translate it. But if this directly translates to, it's 20 to 6. So that is 5:40. I'm not good at math, so so bear with me. But learning French, it made me somewhat, not appreciate, but it made me somewhat like math, because I love French, and French has some math in it, you know, counting and all that good jazz. You know, it makes you learn math in a certain way. Also, the big thing is that I picked up very easily for some reason, was the 24-hour system. To me it makes more sense. I don't use the system that we use here in the United States. I use the 24-hour system. Like you'll see, like my phone, for example, it has the 0842. You know, that signifies that it's 8 in the morning. When it says, if I want to know that it's 8 at night, it'll say 2042. That's just the way that I kind of grew up on that way, and I just like that way. So France and basically a lot of the other countries in the world, they use a 24-hour clock. How we stop at 12 and then we start again at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So that's like essentially military time for official purposes. In the system, et, moins, quart, et demi are not used. So phrases such as du matin, de l'après-midi, ou du soir, which are French equivalents to AM and PM, are also not used. That's why I kind of was like, I don't really know how to use it, because in French, it's not really, it's this regular way, this way that we know, it's not used. That's why I'm like, I don't know how to translate it. No, not really translate it, but use it. Yeah, so, okay. Très bien. Très bien. Okay, so we have time. So we're gonna I'm gonna show you this little chart right here. And there are some, we're gonna be taking that construct of 12, and then we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm gonna show you how to use the 24-hour system. So 0.00 a.m., that's midnight. And in French, you say il est minuit. Il est minuit. So that's how you say it's midnight. 1 a.m., il est 1 heure du matin. Il est 1 heure du matin means it's 1 o'clock. And then say 2 a.m., il est 2 heures du matin. It's 2 o'clock. The way to say 3 a.m., il est 3 heures du matin. So you see you just don't really have to put the you don't really have to say the du matin. The reason why it's in those little parentheses is because we signify that it's AM by using these. If it was the 24-hour system, you would see the 0 before it, signifying that it means that it's 3 hours in the morning. And then this goes on, this keeps going and going and going until it gets to 12 midday, noontime. And you say midi, il est midi, it's noontime. And then this is where it gets tricky if you don't know the 24-hour system. Not really tricky, but basically all you're gonna do is you're gonna keep going. You're gonna add one, add one, add one until you get to 24. So watch what I do. So we have, this is noontime, and then we have 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock p.m., how we say in English. Il est 13 heures. So il est 1 heure de l'après-midi. It's 1 o'clock. That's how you basically say 1 o'clock in French. So 13 heures. This is where we're going to use our counting skills as well. So we have noontime, and then how do you, 12, 12 is 12, and then we're going to count up, let's count up to 24 altogether. So we have 12, we have 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Très bien. So, il est midi, il est 13 heures, that's how you say 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Il est 14 heures, it's 2 o'clock, that equals il est 2 heures de l'après-midi. And then you keep going. You keep going, just like in French, where it changes right before 16 to 17. It does the same in French. It does the same with this. Il est 17 heures, il est 17 heures, il est 18 heures, il est 6 heures du soir. And then you change it. After 2 p.m., it's technically considered the evening, even though it doesn't really make sense. You add the du soir if you want to use this 6 heures du soir. And the reason why they add the ending here is because in this context, in this 6 heures, is because it doesn't specify. It could either be in the morning or nighttime. If you just say il est 6 heures, quoi, dans le matin, au matin ou du soir, je ne sais pas. I don't know. So that's why I like the 24-hour system, because if someone said to me, quelle heure est-il? Je voudrais dire, il est 18 heures. Il est 18 heures, that means it's 6 o'clock. That's just how I know, and it's evening. So this is, so 18 heures, how to say 6 o'clock, and then we keep going. And then 19 heures is 7 p.m. or 1900 hours. Il est 7 heures du soir. And then Here is where these little vocabulary words come into play, the quart and the demi and all that. But this is how you say it in the 24-hour system. Il est 5h15. Il est 5h15 because 15 is 15. Il est 5h15. Il est 5h15. It is 5 hours and 15, basically, and 15 quarter, basically, a quarter. Yeah, it's 5:15. 5:30 a.m. Il est 5h30. This is the 24-hour system, and this is the regular way. This is the way that we know in America. Il est 5h30. It's 5:30, basically. 5:45, the way to say 5:45 in my way, and not my way, in the 24-hour system. Il est 5h45. Il est 5h45. It's 5:45. Il est 6h moins le quart. Il est 6h moins le quart. It's a quarter to 6. That's how it translates to in the 24-hour and the 12-hour system. So, yeah. Très bien. Now we're going to put this stuff to use. Okay. Let us do a little speaking exercise together. I'm going to use the 24-hour system because that's what I really know, but I will throw in a few, I will say both ways. Donc, for the ones that are past. For ones that are past. Okay. Say the time in French. Okay. Bon. Up. 6 a.m. How do we say 6 a.m.? We need the il est, right? Il est heure. That's our construct. We're using this construct. Now, I have the du matin au soir I'm going to show you how to do the 12-hour system. So, bon. So, how do we say 6 in French? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. So, il est 6 heures, and then we have AM, du matin. Il est 6 heures du matin. That's when you want to use the 12-hour system. If I was using the 24-hour system, like I know, all you have to say is il est 6 heures. Because if I want to specify that it's 6 p.m., that is 18 heures. So, il est 18 heures, and that's it. So, bon. 11 a.m. Il est, how do we say 11 in French? 11, très bien. Il est 11 heures du matin. 11 p.m. is il est 23 heures. Because think about it. If you have 11 p.m. and then you have midnight, that's the 24-hour system, and then it starts all over again. Here, the 12 p.m., that's noontime, not midnight. Midnight is a.m. So even though it's kind of strange, but you'll get the gist. 12 p.m., il est midi. Il est midi. That's the same, like we could just say il est midi. Or you can say il est 12 heures. Il est 12 heures. 5 p.m., il est 5 heures. Il est 5 heures du soir, because we have the p.m. Il est 5 heures du soir. Or also, you can say il est 17 heures. Il est 17 heures. That's it. You don't even have to put the du soir, du matin. So, il est 17 heures. Très bien. Okay, here's the next one. We have 3:14 p.m. So, il est 3h14 heures du soir, basically, because we know the cutoff, where after 2 p.m. it cuts off into the soir or afternoon. And around this time, that's when you would also say bon soirée or something like that. You wouldn't really say, like, you wouldn't say like, bonne journée. You'd say bon soirée. Très bien. This one, I would just say il est 3h14, or in the 24-hour system, I would say il est 15h14. Il est 15h14. Très bien. Now this one, 7:35 a.m. This one is il est 7h35. Il est 7h35 du matin. This one is the same, 24-hour system, just you don't have to signify the du matin, du soir. So, il est 7h35. Très bien. 3 a.m. Il est 3h du matin. Il est 3h du matin. In the 24-hour system, you just have to say il est 3h. Très bien. 4 a.m., the same thing. Il est 4h du matin. Il est 4h du matin. Ou in the 24-hour system, il est 4h. Très bien. 3 p.m. Il est 15h. No, sorry. I was thinking in the 24. 3 p.m. Il est 3h du soir, basically. Il est 3h du soir. Or you could also say, il est 15h. Il est 15h. You don't have to signify because the 15h is the 24. 2 p.m. Il est 2h. Non, yeah, oui, il est 2h du soir, je pense. Yeah, il est 2h du soir. Let's see, I forget what they set up here. I want to go by the book. Ah, de l'après-midi. De l'après-midi. You could say de l'après-midi. De l'après-midi, très bien. De l'après-midi. You know, I'm just thinking, the cutoff between the l'après-midi and the soir is, I would say, around, not 3 o'clock. I said 3 o'clock previously, but I would say it's more around, depends. It really depends. I would say around 5 o'clock. So that's the cutoff, cutoff. So that's when it turns from de l'après-midi, du soir. Okay. 2 o'clock. Okay. 4:20 in the morning, we say il est 4h20 du matin. Il est 4h20 du matin. And if I want to use the 24-hour system, you don't put the du matin. You just signify il est 4h20. 9:40 p.m. I'm going to show you how to use this part, this way. Okay, so we're going to take this one. So what was the time again? Okay, 9:40 p.m. So we're going to use this one. So we have 9:40 p.m. So we're going to go up to 10 o'clock. So we're going to say il est 10h moins 20. That's how you say it. Il est 10h moins 20 is it's 20 to 10 basically. But also I would say this as il est 21h40. Il est 21h40. Sorry. I grew up, I don't really, the écart, demi, and all that stuff, it's kind of tricky for me to use because I only know the 24-hour system, so bear with me. I can tell you the 24-hour system like cold in my sleep, but this is a little tricky for me. Okay, so we have, this is 12 a.m. is midnight, so like noontime. No, not midnight. Midnight. So not noontime. Excuse me. Oh. So how do we say noontime in French? No, noontime. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I'm like discombobulating everything. How do we say 12 a.m. in French? Here, let me show you. Hop là. Il est minuit. Il est minuit. That's how you say it. Il est minuit. It's the same way, both ways. Il est minuit in the 24 system and the I don't want to like the other way. Très bien. Il est 8 heures. Il est 8 heures. This is the same way in the regular system. In the 24-hour system, the 24-hour system, you just say 8 heures. In the other way, you say il est 8 heures du matin. 7 p.m. In the first way, you say il est 7 heures du soir. But in the 24-hour system, you would say il est 19 heures. Il est 19 heures. Très bien. 9 p.m. This is nighttime. So you would say, I'm going to do the first way first. Il est 9 heures du soir. But you can also say in the 24-hour system, il est 21 heures. 21 heures. Très bien. 5:30 p.m. Il est 5h30 du soir. That's how you say it. That's how you say it in the first way. But in the 24-hour system, you say il est 17h30. Il est 17h30. That's how you can signify that it's 5:30 p.m. And the last one, it is 8:39 in the morning. Not quite, but the time is a little different. But 8:39 in the morning is il est 8h39 du matin. You could also say that's the same way in the 24-hour system. Just take off the du matin and you're good. Okay, I know this was kind of a little rusty because I'm not used to the regular way, but the 24-hour system I think is more clear. But to other people, they make this way is clear, you know, like the 4:05. So let's recap what I taught, what we learned today. So we learned how to ask a question in French. Quelle heure est-il? So if you're on the streets of France and you don't know the time, you could say, Monsieur, Madame, quelle heure est-il? And then they'll respond by saying il est, blah, 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 blah. So il est, whatever time it is. So, and here's an example that we learned. Il est 2 heures, it's 2 o'clock. And it doesn't signify, it's 2 o'clock. Minutes, so minutes past the hour until half the hour are added directly to the hour. So like quart et demi are joined by et. So il est 4h15. Il est 4h15. It's 4:15. That's how you say it in French, in this way. And minutes before the hour are expressed by the word moins. Moins le quart means 1/4 to the hour. So il est 6h moins le quart. Très bien. Il est 6h moins 20. It's 20 to 6. And France uses the 24-hour clock for basically everyday purposes or official purposes, that more like formal. And in this system, et, moins, quart, et demi are not used. Phrases du matin, de l'après-midi, du soir are not used as well. And just remember, at noontime, it turns into the 13h, 14h, 15h, 16h, all that stuff. It turns into that cutoff. And then you remember I taught you some simple phrases. So the way to say 00 a.m. is minuit, minuit. And then the way to say noontime in French, like noon, is il est midi. Minuit, midi. Très bien. And then we have, I taught you all these. 1 a.m. is 1 heure, and you get the gist. You count all the way up until 11. And then after 11, it turns to midi. And then it keeps going. And then it goes 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. But if you want to use the regular way, the way that it's used here, you have to add the endings. The du matin, de l'après-midi, du soir, blah, 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 to signify. Because if you just say il est 2 heures, I don't know if you're signifying the morning or the nighttime. So that's why you have to put the du soir, de l'après-midi, blah, blah, blah. Très bien. Okay. I hope today's lesson was very informative. Okay. I hope today's lesson was very informative. I hope that you enjoyed it, and you'll be able to use this daily speak, in daily conversation. The goal of these lessons are to use are to be able to use the lesson basically in everyday speech and everyday French basically. So I hope that today's lesson was great. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments as well. I said this at the beginning of the video, but I'd like to remind you again, feel free to like, comment, and share any of our videos on our Facebook page. We have a bunch of videos such as Community French, Community Spanish, Kids French. So if you have any kids that want to learn a language, have them tune into Rolla Languages on our Facebook page, and we can hopefully teach them. We also have an Instagram page where we have a few of my other colleagues. They go live during the week where they teach like everyday fun lessons. Like one of my colleagues, she taught us how to make a sandwich in French or something like that. So it was a great little lesson. Yeah, so if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. Like, comment, and share this video if you would. And also feel free to take a peek at our Rolla Languages website where you can find, our class schedule for July. We're offering a bunch of languages. I think we're offering like French, all that stuff, Chinese, Spanish. Yeah, so feel free to take a peek at that. And the deadline is July 6th to sign up. So you'll find a class schedule, you'll find the registration, you'll find all that good jazz. So yeah, if you have any questions, comment below or send us an email directly. And j'espère que vous passez une bonne journée. Au revoir. I think that's it for now. So I hope you have a great day today. Ciao.